Hey guys, Mr. Ground here. This is 8.4, the law of cosines. In this video, we're going to talk about the law of cosines and use it to find some missing side lengths. All right, we're going to have two versions of the law of cosines, and this is the version of it that we were going to use for side lengths. So we'll say this is the sides version. For this, it has to do with the relationship between an opposite side and its opposite angle, but the information that we have to start with is going to be different from the law of sines. So I'm going to circle the things that we have. So if I have those three things, meaning I have this side length, and the included angle, right? So side, angle, side. I can use that to now find all of these things. I can use that to figure out what that opposite side is, the one that's opposite angle A. Notice I'm not using angle B, I'm not using angle C here. I'm using angle A and the two sides next to it to figure out what side A is. Here is our law of cosines. A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared, very similar looking to the Pythagorean theorem, minus 2BC cosine of A. The important thing here is the location of these opposite side and opposite angle. If we're looking for side A, I should be using side B and side C and angle A. Okay? Now this looks like the Pythagorean theorem. It actually comes from this, and the proof of this, it involves the Pythagorean theorem. It's a little bit complicated and time-consuming, so I'm not going to include it in this video. But this is our formula that we're going to use. All right, so using that, we want to use that now to find the side BC. And again, let's put the lowercase letters into the diagram to make this make a little more sense. So this is actually side A. This is side C, this is side B. Now the A, B, and C don't matter so much in this formula. It's really opposite side, opposite angle, and the other two sides. That's how we want to interpret this. All right, so A squared is equal to, my other two sides are 10 and 8 minus 2 times 10 times 8 times the cosine of 57 degrees. Now this one, we can pretty much do all of this in the calculator in one shot. I just want to plug all of this stuff in. So 10 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 10 times 8 times the cosine of 57, making sure I'm in degree mode, which I am. And that now means that A squared is equal to 76.857, like that, right? Now, I don't care what A squared is. I need to figure out what A is, so I'm going to take the square root of both sides. And if you really want to be accurate with this, we'll do second and then the square root button. And then where the negative button is here, there's a little blue ANS on it. That's for answer. So I can take and do second and that negative button, and it plugs in this answer for me without any rounding. Now, to be honest, I could round this to 0.9, I could round it to 0.86, and then take the square root of that, and I'm going to get something pretty much the same thing. All right, we're rounding to the nearest tenth, so we are going to say that A is equal to it was 87668, so we'll round that to 8.8. All right, next one. Okay, so now we've got an example where it's not A, B, and C. It's different letters, so this is going to be good. We'll see how this kind of relates to our A, B, and C example, or our A, B, and C formula. All right, I'm going to start out labeling my sides. Right? This is going to be lowercase j, this will be lowercase h, and this will be lowercase g. And we want GH, which is actually side J, right? So I'm using these three things to figure out what side J is. Now, I'm finding J squared. That means that it's actually cosine of angle J. So this, even though it's not an A like here, I'm using this in place of that, right? So it's cosine of 110 degrees. The B and C doesn't matter. It's just these two, the other two sides, right? It's just like side squared plus side squared minus 2 times side times cosine of the angle. All right, moving on. 12 squared, 18 squared, 2 times 12 times 18, cosine of 110 degrees. And again, I'm going to plug all of that in. 12 squared plus 18 squared. And I get that j squared is 615.752, like that. And now we'll do the square root of both sides. And I'm going to plug in the answer. And that is j is equal to 24.8 to the nearest tenth.